Did Tennessee act in good faith when it came to Nico Iamaleava? It's reported back in January that Nico and his representatives approached the University of Tennessee for a renegotiation of his NIL contract, which was $8 million dollars for 3 years. What has happened? Yesterday's price is not today's price. The going rate for QB1s, and Nico didn't set the price, seems to be $4 million dollars to $6 million. Dollars. A few cases are already reality. Carson Beck, who was injured as an injured QB, offered $4 million dollars to play 1 year for the University of Miami. Quinn Ewers, QB1 for the University of Texas, was offered $6 million dollars to remain in college rather than declare for the NFL draft. And Duke University, QB1, Darian Mensah, has signed a contract for $8 million dollars for 2 years, totaling $4 million dollars each year. Nico Iamaleava did not set the price for QB1s. Nico is correct to pursue renegotiation. It has been reported that once Nico approached the University of Tennessee, at some point Tennessee stopped communicating. In other words, Tennessee ghosted Nico after his request to renegotiate for months between January and April 10th. April 11th is a pivotal date as Tennessee was approaching practice and the spring game. Nico, not hearing back after being ghosted by the University of Tennessee's football program, went to his offensive coordinator and notified him that he will be entering the transfer portal. I checked, he's in the transfer portal. So it seems that Tennessee did not act in good faith. Maybe they thought, oh, we'll call his bluff. It'll be too late for him to leave. And on April 11th, he called their bluff. He decided to enter the transfer portal. And 24 hours later, the media issues a statement that Tennessee is moving on from Nico. And here lies the problem. That's not exactly true. The media never discussed that Nico pursued renegotiation and was left on red and ghosted by Tennessee. They reported that players threatened to hold out. We don't know if that's true or not. But it is already documented that Nico approached Tennessee in January and the conversation just went silent on Tennessee's end, thinking that he won't know what to do. He's a young kid. He can't possibly learn a new offense in time. So we just won't say anything. They expected him to go to practice and play in the spring game. But you clearly didn't value him because you couldn't have even common courtesy and reply. Ghosting someone in a professional business transaction is not acting in good faith. And when that person decides, I don't want to be overlooked anymore or ignored anymore by the University of Tennessee's football program, I'm going to go ahead and do what I think is best since they haven't replied. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm going to enter the transfer portal. When he told you on April 11th that he was entering the transfer portal, when did he become a holdout? Was he really expected to play in the spring game or practice? When Tennessee didn't respond to his request for renegotiation, was he really expected to practice on the day that he advised Tennessee that he is entering the portal? No. So it seems that Tennessee might not be 100% truthful in terms of who moved on from whom. Because if they wanted to move on from Nico, they had every opportunity in January. They clearly were hoping that he would stick around and not understand how business is conducted. And he would just show up after being ignored and practice and play in the spring game for their benefit. Fans are starting to say, oh, he's a mid QB. That's why they didn't want to play him. They could have said no in January. Coach Fran Brown from Syracuse said the portal works two ways. You can enter the portal, or I can put you into the portal. Did Tennessee put Nico into the portal in January or before April 10th? No. They wanted him to play because he's a good quarterback. Tennessee is ranked third in the SEC. They went to the playoffs this year. Their financials prove, which were just released on Wednesday, their financials prove that Nico being QB1 at the University of Tennessee for football was lucrative. They set a record $234 million for operating revenue for the athletic department. We all know the majority of that is football. They beat Alabama. I watched that game. So, did Tennessee act in good faith when it came to renegotiation with Nico Iamaleava? Or did they believe we have the upper hand? I don't have to renegotiate with you. I don't even have to reply to you. What are you going to do now? Expecting that he wouldn't know his worth and to enter the transfer portal. So, on the day that Nico enters the transfer portal, 9 schools are interested. 48 hours later, maybe only 3 of the 9 are possibilities. So has collusion entered the chat? Meaning Tennessee's not being truthful, given the appearance that Nico was a no-show when in fact he notified them that he was leaving the university after they didn't respond to him for months. Notice they didn't put that part out there. He wanted to renegotiate with us in January and we didn't respond. So he came to us in April after not hearing from us for months and told us that he was leaving because he got the opinion that we didn't value him. There are people that believe that this is a win-win for Tennessee. This is a black eye for Tennessee. If you can't manage your business affairs with a college student, what's really going on behind the scenes at the university when it comes to conducting business? There's lawyers around there. They have counsel. So non-sports media and sports media seem to be running with the story to defame Nico's character, to make him seem like a holdout when in fact he was not a holdout. Sports media and non-sports media has not discussed the fact that Tennessee may be acting in bad faith where Nico is concerned, may have been trying to intimidate Nico into avoiding his quest for renegotiation by not responding to him. Or maybe they gave the impression that he wasn't valued and they didn't want him there. So after not hearing from Tennessee for months, he decided to enter the transfer portal and he notified them first. So is Tennessee acting in good faith by saying that Nico was a holdout on April 12th, when in fact on April 11th, Nico notified the university after months of trying to unsuccessfully renegotiate his NIL contract that he would be entering the portal the day before Tennessee made the announcement? You tell me. Thank you for tuning in to Listen Up audio podcast by What She Said Sports. Stay for a while and listen to another episode.